Finally, our requested coverage of the Crown Store Saga is coming to a close. After a rather interesting series of events and information reveals surrounding the disabling of Crown Store Crate, then Crown Store gifting in The Elder Scrolls Online on all platforms and servers, ESO Community Manager Kevin had the following to announce. Following up on Studio Director Matt Firer's message last month about the current and future status of Crown Store gifting, we are moving forward with re-enabling this functionality for eligible players at the account level. In this post, we'll detail what to expect. In September, we temporarily disabled Crown Store gifting due to a rapidly growing issue of bad actors using various fraudulent means to amass crowns without paying for them, then using them in turn to sell Crown Store items to players for real-world cash outside of the game client. That said, we recognize that gifting is a meaningful part of our community and that we are in the process of manually re-enabling Crown Store gifting access for select players who meet our specific criteria. This work will be complete tomorrow, October 11, during the maintenance window from 9 AM Eastern to 12 PM Eastern. Gifting eligibility is determined by an evolving list of factors, including, but not limited to, the account being at least 180 days past its first login and previous engagement with in-game features. You may check if you have access to gifting in-game via the Crown Store as well as via your billing history page in the ESO Account Center. If you have access to Crown Store gifting, you'll see Allow Crown Store gifting in your billing history. If you try to send a gift via the in-game Crown Store and do not have access, you will see a gifting locked pop-up message. Please note that we are exploring better ways to display this information in-game in the future, such as updating the gifting tutorial. If you do not have access to Crown Store gifting after it is re-enabled on October 11, 2023, and wish for a review of your account, please visit help.elderscrollsonline.com and submit a customer support ticket. We appreciate everyone's understanding and patience while we get this solution up and running. Multiple teams have worked long hours to evaluate the best technical solutions that we could stand up in a reasonably short time, while also prioritizing the Crown Store gifting player experience. We are dedicated to continuing to explore ways to make this better and reduce fraudulent activity in ESO. Thanks again for being a part of our community and for your continued support. Some key takeaways here is that we don't know the full list of eligibility requirements, or factors as Kevin calls them, because he notes that we are not publishing the full criteria list, as that just gives a roadmap for bad actors to look like real players. If you are not initially eligible, you're welcome to contact customer support after we re-enable Crown Store gifting functionality tomorrow. Very obviously, as predicted, ZOS was bleeding money on the absence of the Crown Exchange, and this is their best solution. There was no conspiracy or anything of the sort, as some players have loudly been declaring. I can venture a guess or two what the criteria may include, as Kevin specifically mentioned in-game systems which could denote playtime in categories under PvP or PvE. For those of you curious, I checked my billing history page before the maintenance, and more than likely, the Allow Crown Store gifting will pop up as a transaction as said by Kevin, and I don't see where else they would put such a notification, so check your billing history page or your in-game Crown Store on Wednesday, October 11th, after maintenance and after watching this video. Personally, for me, with the creeping return of Crown Store gifting, I have mixed feelings. In my opinion, the true issues on the player end and why people were so upset in regards to Crown Store gifting didn't strictly have to do with the inability to gift or receive things, but had more to do with the negative symptoms of a MMORPG that doesn't have a structured reward system for all levels of players, hence why so many ESO players inevitably turn to the Crown Exchange system. Another layer to this is also the fact that not only are prices on Crown Store things just not very well priced, and indeed overpriced, but also that undoubtedly things that should be in the game as rewards for activities or achievements are simply delegated to microtransactions, which only exacerbate the player issues when you toss gambling into the mix with crown crates. All of this as well touches upon the lack of proper gold sinks within the game that produces an in-game economy that isn't quite player-friendly, and one in which RMT is simply the easier but unhealthy choice for many to turn to. This more than likely led to a popular boom in the level of fraud or illicit activities that ironically forced ZeniMax Online Studios to temporarily disable Crown Store gifting. While things are very slowly going into a better direction as far as in-game rewards go, when we look at the emphasis on the Overland Mount from the Necrom chapter, and a few things from Update 40's upcoming Endless Archive, it's hard for me to say if the current number of improvements at the current pace is enough for either the corporate or player sides, each with their own drives and interests, for the foreseeable future against the backdrop of the current gaming landscape. Well, that's it. That's the end of the Crown Store saga. Thanks for keeping up with all these updates and videos, and as requested, this is the last one, I guess, for this, news or whatever we've been doing. It's been fun, and I'll see you guys next time.